first.
You definitely should.
Like a really long one.
Should we get going? Should we get going?
Yeah.
All right. I guess it's time to get going. Here we are, everybody. The Kickback Podcast. What episode are we on? 6? 7?
6.
Episode 6. Episode 6.
Yeah.
Agenda Long Beach. Live and, well, not really live, but we're like on
We're
location.
live-ish.
We're live-ish on location. I go by the name of Steve Christ, your host with the most. To my immediate right, the fucking mint goblin, killing the game right now. Like, I really don't feel like I belong in this panel because, first of all, my LBs aren't high enough. Like, I'm a little too skinny for this right now.
We can't even already panel.
I feel like an outcast. Like, I feel like I should be like getting my weight up. But Mr. John Colombo to my immediate right. To the right of him, Mr. Danny Holcomb. Always got the gold chain ready to go on deck. He had to put his jacket on. He felt uncomfortable just wearing a t-shirt.
Just a t-shirt around all these dressed up guys.
All these dressed up guys. I was like, look at me. I'm wearing a t-shirt. I might not have my weight up, but I'm comfortable in my skin. And the man of the hour, Mr. Slobby Robby, Generation Cool, live and direct from AZ. There you go. Look at the camera.
Can I pick my nose and eat it on camera?
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Caught it. We caught it.
How you doing,
Caught
Robby?
it. Someone else bought it.
What's going on with you, brother? How you doing?
I'm just chilling, man. Just looking at all these shitty fucking streetwear brands that are never gonna go anywhere.
Damn, well, we don't even.
Oh no, wait,
right
my
out the
bad,
gate.
no, my bad. Having a really good time at Agenda, seeing all the cool stuff that there is to offer, and networking with all kinds of really interesting people.
You know, that's exactly what I expected you to say.
You know, getting little buttons.
You can tell us how you really
You can
feel.
tell I'm like a button guy who has
All
like a
about the
jean
knickknacks.
jacket, and you know I wear a lot of boots.
All about the
I have a
knickknacks.
motorcycle.
Nah, fuck that, man. Keep it 100. Tell us how you really feel.
No, I don't wear boots. I don't wear flip flops.
That's a goddamn lie.
Oh, this is a slide.
This is a slide.
This is a slide.
Pardon me.
Boys and girls, this is not a flip flop.
Gucci, might I add.
This is this
And
is
you know what he
this is
just
made
did to
only
your
for me.
bitch
One of a
in those
kind yellow, yellow. Not yellow. I've come from Arizona. We say yellow.
From a different cloth.
Cut
You
from-
looking good, Robby.
I'm cut from a diaper cloth. my first word was more.
God damn it, I already know how this is gonna go.
So what the fuck are we doing here?
We're talking about
Everybody
sneakers,
has
man.
beer. Everyone got a beer but me.
I don't have a
He
beer.
doesn't have a beer. I'm almost out of beer. Should we get a re-up?
You got a beard or a beer. So you pretty much can't even.
and beard envy.
Oh,
It's rough, man. I can't.
it's okay.
Nah, but what's going on with Generation Cool? We saw you at Agenda Las Vegas, and the Generation Cool booth was the most active and the most live booth in the entire convention center.
Period.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it was just, it was like its own separate trade show over there. Like, y'all were really killing it. Like, that movement that y'all are on right now is fucking unbelievable, man.
yeah. Well, I think a big part of like really inviting people into what you're doing is interacting, right?
Yeah.
So like music, food, things that are more than just people looking at stuff. And it's one thing to have a salesperson or something who can interact with the customer, but when you can actually get them physically involved, so there's like items surrounding, almost like the concept of installation art or walkthrough art.
Right.
So we really incorporate that. We like the music. We like to include, always have a piece, a t-shirt, or this time we have swimsuits, something that's available only at that one Agenda or only at that one SneakerCon. So there's a lot of reasons to come to our booth other than to just peruse, which I think changes the game in a setting like in a convention setting. Because it can get pretty boring, but you know, I think we're different, you know, in a lot of ways too, because we had shit for sale, which I think Agenda's really adapted. Here we are 4 months later, and they've already adapted to having a pop-up shop.
Right.
You know, so I pretty much changed the game.
I mean,
Your engagement rate was retarded.
They might change the name of Agenda. You know, we're talking about it. We're in talks.
There's no
color.
ink to paper yet, but it's on the way.
Thank you.
Nah, that's dope, man.
As long as I don't have to wear a plain black T-shirt, I'm good.
They never can take away from the Slobby Robby.
Yo, man, tell me some footwear stories, man. I know we were talking some shit one day. Or actually, you know what? Let's go to the picking, man. This is not picking your nose or your ass.
Oh my god.
But I know he's great at that.
But
Oh, my ass, huh?
no, not picking your ass.
Damn, bro. You must really pay attention to my social media.
No, but what's like the best come up you ever had being out there, like in the shit?
Oh man, I'm a huge Bo Jackson fan. Not only him as an athlete, honestly as a fucking person. Anybody who's seen the ESPN 30 for 30 documentary knows he's basically a fucking superhero.
Oh yeah.
I mean, physical specimen. No one has ever matched him athletically. But again, as a kid, he was my guy. You know, while Jordan, of course, kind of got me into sneakers, I think Bo Jackson himself and Bo Jackson's shoes got me into kind of style. You know, Jordan, I knew that was a status symbol. I knew enough to know that Jordans were impressive when I went to the mall. But Bo Jackson's, I think, was something that you could match. There was more colors to choose from, and you could kind of get a little more stylish. And a lot of shit that Bo Jackson did with his shoe is stuff that's still happening now with Adidas and Yeezy, and that kind of a look with the sock and that was his shit. So I think that was a really early fashionable sneaker for me. So fast forward to like 1999, 2000. I'm a grown ass fucking 19, 20-year-old man who, had a big dick, no, I'm just kidding. I didn't really have a big dick till I was like 27.
It kept growing. I don't know what happened.
I started not only getting, I started realizing, there's a thing called retro, right? So Nike is remaking the shoes from my childhood. What the fuck? Because I knew I wanted shoes, and I knew that they were remaking Jordans from 94 all the way through. But I started, I think with of course the internet and eBay. These are the things that really helped anyone who wanted to collect sneakers. So I started kind of picking for sneakers. Because I've always bought and sold toys, but I started realizing, oh shit, I can find the OGs of these, So I went to the local swap meet in Arizona one day, and I found there's this dude we call the grumpy old man, and he's just like a fucking piece of shit person. He hates life. Literally, my son as a baby was crying in his booth, and he's like, get him out of here. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, get him out of here. And so I just stole a couple of things from him, just to even it out. But back when I first discovered the grumpy old man, he was the man. He had dope shit. I found an Ernie Banks. Probably the most expensive item I've ever found was an Ernie Banks gamer, game-worn Ernie Banks jersey. I'm talking $3,000 jersey, whatever. I found that in the grumpy old man's booth. So he let me go through his sneaker tub one day, and he had the OG Air Trainer SCs. White, purple, orange, probably, arguably the most famous colorway ever of Bo Jackson's.
Hands down.
And he had the OG ones in my size, 9. And I learned a few valuable lessons from that. One, that there are still vintage OG sneakers out there, intact, whatever. But also, if you wear them, they're gonna come apart. So here I am, the dude wearing his fucking OG Bo Jacksons to the club, and the fucking sole comes off.
Shit just
crumble in the club. I crumbled in the club.
You didn't make love in the club.
Sometimes you crumble in the club for other reasons, you know what I mean? For this time, I crumbled in the club on accident. But it was probably my best sneaker pick to this day, because that was my shit. They were like my favorite shoes as a kid, and I wanted them. They hadn't been retroed at this point ever. Really.
So find an OG
you
in your
only
size,
to get them, I had to get the OG.
Yeah.
And again, to not have to go on eBay, so you learn. And then I had them soul swapped years later, and I still have them at the house. So
Damn. Okay.
once I learned about soul swapping, I was like, oh shit, just
that's a beautiful thing. You can kind of you can cheat the game a little bit with the soul swaps now.
I've never heard of anybody doing that with a Bo Jackson though. That's great.
Absolutely not. But I don't see why not. If that's your shit, and people that can fucking find the soul from a newer version and take it, bring it back to life.
It's dope. Of course. Soul swapping is really, when anytime someone buys a vintage sneaker from my store, I always recommend a sole swap if they want to wear them. If it's a non-presentation collection piece.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to wear my fucking shoes. Okay. So if I'm gonna wear vintage, I'm gonna usually catch a sole swap. You know what's crazy about vintage sneakers? The more that someone wore them the first time around, the more wearable they are later. It's these people who kept them on ice and kept them DS. That's the shit that crumbles.
Yep.
So I thought I was slick with this minty bow, but really I would have been better off finding a beater pair.
Exactly.
So it's kind of weird. I think it must be a chemical thing with the glue. You know what I mean?
And like you warm it up when you use it a bit.
How do you warm it up?
Yeah, you warm it up.
Oh, I just, oh wow. Is that how you guys warm it up? That's why I got this like line going down the front of my face. I know the right way to warm it up.
That's the right way to warm it up. No, but I don't think the glues and the shit like that, like back then, were made to stand the test of time. So it's like, I imagine that whole thing back then was like, you wear your shoes, you wear them for a reason, you perform in them, and like when they're done, they're done. There wasn't a whole wave of like collecting and saving these shits because nobody knew what they were going to be worth at the time. Like everybody was just.
I don't think anyone thought about collecting sneakers until probably. I mean, you look at Bob. Look at Bobito. He was talking about collecting, right?
For sure.
I mean, I think New York obviously caught on quick.
They had a whole wave
I think collecting all the Jordans and having them all, that was kind of a later, sort of concept. I mean, fuck. I remember when I wore my shit every day all year, and I didn't get a new pair of sneakers till the next year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I remember having to, wash cars. My mom wasn't gonna buy me. I mean, what was fucking retail on Jordans was $80 back then.
Right. And that was a stretch to try and get somebody to buy for a pair of shoes you're probably gonna grow out of in a couple years anyway. And like
people were getting shot for children were getting shot for $100 sneakers. I mean,
some real shit.
Changed the game in a lot of different ways.
That shit's wild.
Price point, definitely.
Yeah.
Jordan changed the game on price point for sure.
Yeah. So when it comes to you now, as far as like what you pick to wear, because obviously you got the Gucci slides on now, and your style is very loud and disruptive, and we fucking love it. Yeah. Are you more like a comfort now, or do you customize your shit and you try and like do something different, or are you still on just kind of like your retro shit?
I think all of the above. Yeah. I would say I collect sneakers just as much as ever, but I think as you get older, just like with anyone with a wardrobe, when you start curating your own wardrobe, you realize sometimes less is more, and you kind of want nicer shit and less of it.
Right.
So I'll have my eye on an Air Max. I'm a really big fan of Air Max 90s, for instance. So if I got my eye on an Air Max specific Air Max 90 colorway, I'm gonna go for that. The duck camo, right?
Yeah.
There's certain Air Max 90s that I'm just like, I'd rather just wait and buy those than buy 4 pairs of fucking other shit.
Sure. Yeah.
Shell toes are $90 now at the fucking mall. I'll spare myself 3 pairs of shell toes for some duck camo, Air Max any day.
Yeah.
So I think I buy just as much stuff, but I think I'm a lot more concentrated on what I actually want. I don't do sporadic buying. I'm not like, I hit up Ross and they had I think I just know what I want and then I seek out.
As a conservative guy.
Super conservative. I don't really, I don't believe in drinking wine, for instance. When people drink wine around me, it makes me very uncomfortable. I think sneakers in general, I love slides. And I love, not only the comfort, but the look, because you can flex your socks, but I think that's a cool thing that's kind of been incorporated in sneaker culture now with socks too. But I think that Jordan in particular, I wear a lot less than I used to.
I think that's going
the
across
Jordan
the board.
game got watered down.
Yeah.
And while I still am interested in it, I find myself wearing Jordans probably the least amount that I have in my whole life over the last couple of years.
They just got so oversaturated. Like they're putting out so many fucking pairs of shoes and not really telling stories with them and just putting shit out. And like everything's going to the fucking outlets.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah. I think overproduction, picking the wrong models, picking the wrong colorways.
Yep.
I think it looked like they were doing everything right. Like, okay, let's put the Nike Air on the back.
Right.
Let's make less of them. But all of a sudden, the fucking True Blue 3s are still available, and it's like
This guy and his fucking TV.
this guy poops in them. You can lick your dog's poop in them. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
So again, that is the problem.
I agree.
People come in my store and they bought OVO 10s for such and such retail or such and such resale, and then they think they're gonna get that back from me.
You, exactly.
And I have to tell them, yo, my dude, this market has crashed. Your shoes are worth half as much as you think they are.
Yep.
And when people bring in general release, I mean, they might as well just not even bring them in, because I'm like, yo, my dude, I'm gonna offer you less than retail, because I could have got them. I could have got them from my Champs guy at his employee discount.
Right.
And there was plenty of choices. Why would I buy them from you a month later for more than retail? Like,
Exactly. And they're probably on their way to outlets now anyway.
Back when the Bel Air 5s were shooting through the roof and they were worth $500, $600, $700, I would have hit you with that $300 for the Bel Air 5s and make my money on the top.
Right.
People bring those in now, and it's like hurts their feelings to find out how much they're worth or how much they're not worth is actually probably a more...
Because they sat on them for so long thinking that it was only going to go up.
And they didn't.
Yep.
They've
I
gone
believe
down,
it.
and now I think Yeezy's a part of that.
Yep.
I think NMDs have been a part of that.
Yep.
But I think Jordan Brand has not made very smart or strategic or artistic decisions along the way. And it's sad.
It is, man, and you start to see it a lot now. Even like you mentioned, NMDs and shit, where Prime Knits used to be like the Prime Knit NMDs would fucking fly off the shelves, and now you got glitch camo colorways that are sitting on shelves going to fucking like discounted prices, and it's like, are people over that wave, or are they mass producing way too many pairs, or what? Like, how's it happening?
They're probably making too many.
They're probably making too many, and that's
the whole point, huh?
But when the shit starts to go, when it starts to go crazy, especially when it's something kind of new, it's like they have to project out what they think it's going to be.
Right.
It's not like the sneaker came out, like they fucking manufactured it 3 weeks or a month before it came out. That shit is, from concept to completion, is probably fucking close to a year.
A year, for
You know
sure,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So for them to get that out there, it's like they're like, yo, these are going fucking crazy right now. We think it's gonna keep growing and getting crazy.
Let's double
that data
production.
states that it's fucking blah blah blah, and it's gonna keep going. And they'll just go with some shit. And it's probably some database shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they'll create X amount and overdo it.
And I think the appeal was that not everyone has these, right? Like, so the appeal of the Jordan was, I had the money to get them. I'm whatever. I'm a drug dealer. I'm rich, whatever.
Right.
And you didn't get them, and now they're gone, and they don't come out again for another 10 years, right?
Right.
And so in 2000, I bought the black cement 3s, and I was flexing on fools.
Straight up.
Because no one had them. And it was like, oh, I had those when I was a kid. Oh, where can we get them? Where can I get them? I'm like, you can't get them. They're gone.
Yeah.
Even on eBay, it wasn't like you could just go on and find the size 9 or whatever and just buy it now. It wasn't like that. And
but now you look like the black cement 3s dropped in what, like 2011 or some Black Friday, and now they're coming back.
I guess
It's like
this year.
It's like what they're doing too much. It was a thing back when, and this is not even just with Jordans. Like, for instance, the fucking Zebra Yeezys. These were the most limited at one point in time.
Yes.
And then they did a restock 2 weeks ago, and now they're up there with the creams as far as the amount that was in production. So it's like, I understand the mentality of wanting to put it out there and wanting everybody to have access to it. But when you oversaturate the market, like, there's only so much that people can consume. And now with the resale game being what it is, and everybody kind of banking on that, grabbing fucking multiple pairs and then trying to take it to places like, your shop and shit like that, it's like, there's only so much that you can really do with that shit. And it'd be better for somebody else to sit on that than somebody like yourself. Because if you take it into your shop and you sit on it, what are you supposed to do with that? Like, you're losing money.
When I opened in 2013, sneakers were you look at a pie chart of my sales,
right?
Sneakers were most of the profit I was making. And I would say now it's third, behind jerseys, hats, and luxury.
Right.
So, I mean, that's a huge fucking difference.
That's
so
a
to
fucking
go into a
plummet.
business, and I'm like, looking at business models like Riff, looking at business models like, Flight Club, and learning from that as a point of profit. And then all of a sudden that market just dies.
It's crashing.
Luckily, that was not my main thing. Vintage was always our game. And again, when people come in the store, I explain to them the whole store is vintage, except for the sneakers. They are exact replicas of vintage models, you know.
Right.
But now, I actually have a vintage sneaker section that's almost as big as my retro sneaker section, because I kind of want to be that dude that has the original ones.
Straight up.
And I tell people, oh no, like we have the James Worthies, you know what I mean? We have the Larry Bird Converse, you know what I mean? Like,
and those are art pieces too. It's not like something you're just gonna have.
You on your phone right now? That's so rude.
That's my mom, bro.
It's your mom? Aww.
Yeah, that's cute. How's she doing, by the way?
It's so rude.
She good though?
She's all right.
All right.
Okay.
She's all right.
Yeah, it's sad, frustrating.
Yeah.
But as a businessman, but as a collector, my whole thing is uniqueness, right?
Yeah.
So like when you were saying my style, that the whole point is to be unique for
Absolutely.
me.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm not being unique for the sake of being unique. I'm being unique because I'm trying to reflect myself.
You're true to yourself.
And I'm trying to reflect myself out to the world, which is really what fashion and what you're wearing and footwear is all about.
Most definitely.
Expressing yourself artistically through materials that you can present out. I mean, it's the best way to be an artist, I think.
Fuck yeah.
Is just to project yourself like that.
Yeah.
I can know what you're kind of about by just seeing you at the supermarket and I don't even know you. That's pretty dope.
On some real shit though, straight up. Yeah.
So that uniqueness factor has dropped off, and that makes it kind of sad. But customization, revamping, all that is on the rise. Soul swapping, all that, that's kind of dope because that brings back uniqueness. You know?
Yeah. We were talking to Upscale Vandal a little bit earlier, and he was just saying how, you know, people like Randy the Cobbler and fucking Shoe Surgeon and all these guys that are coming in and taking, not only doing customization, but like actual craftsmanship of sneakers and like really bringing new silhouettes to life and stuff like that. Like that is the next wave. And it's so dope because you can have something that everybody else has, but you give it to somebody like that can make it your own and take different elements that you may have never thought was even possible and bring a shoe to life. That's like, that's the next fucking like
I'm kind of
movement.
pissed, man.
You know?
I was doing like a little digging at Wasteland by your house, and there was a pair of Red Octobers in there for like, I don't know, fucking, I think it was like $150.
Yeah, they
it
were
was something
like
really
less than
stupid.
$200.
Wait,
but
what?
they were trashed, and I'm like,
They
it
like-
looked like
they were
somebody
like-
sat
yeah.
them in the sun forever.
Yeah,
They were like the orange
sunburned.
Octobers.
Orange October.
Yeah, and they were just
Oxidized.
they were just beat down, you know.
That's sick.
And I was
though.
like, damn, like I kicked myself in the ass for not grabbing him because I could have took it and then brought it to the surgeon or brought it to whoever and been like, yo,
Could've dyed them
take,
joints.
fuck this whole thing up.
Could've
Like,
gave
give me
me Ghostface
Python
and do the toe just purple. And do this shit navy blue right here.
The blue and cream.
Now you sound just like him.
How much of the shit that you buy now is like
You're gonna call him and knock me out?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna get beat up by. Now I'm gonna be the new Action Bronson getting punked in public on video.
You look a little bit more like Action Bronson than you do like Ghostface.
You look more like Action Bronson than Action Bronson looks like Action Bronson.
I look more like Charles Bronson and how fucking old I am. I look in the mirror this morning. I had a long night last night. I was feeling like Charles fucking Bronson mixed with fucking Steve Irwin.
God damn it.
Steve Irwin died. He's dead.
Crikey.
Stung in the chest, just like me.
Dude.
Stung in the chest.
Went out like a fucking G though, man. No, so when it comes, you still do all the buying and shit for the shop?
I like to.
Not all,
I like to have my hand in it.
Yeah.
I like to know what's coming in every day. I get a report of what was bought for how much.
Right.
I've taught my buying processes to all my people, but
Of course.
I would say I still do a lot of the buying, especially because in this day and age, a lot of it's not necessarily always in store; it's digital.
Totally.
So I'm still doing a good high percentage of the buying.
Yeah.
That's literally my role, is to curate, control. What do we do? I was the one who was like, stop buying general release retros.
Yeah.
Stop buying Aqua 8s. If anyone buys a pair of Aqua 8s, you have to buy them with your paycheck back. I don't want them, right? So, but what do I want? I want that beat up pair of Red Octobers. We don't, to be honest, we don't carry, we're only 80s, 90s, we're purists, so I wouldn't buy Red Octobers.
Right.
For my personal, maybe, and dye 'em, but for the shop, I want that beat up shit.
Yeah.
I want that. We started cutting the seams. We started sandpapering. We kind of started downcycling a lot of shit because we'd get a pair of Air Force Ones from somebody, and it's like, it's a $60 shoe. What's Air Force Ones used?
Right.
$50 shoe. But you know, we undo some of the stitching. You know,
make it unique.
So down, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, that customer can deconstruction. Yep. Love deconstructing. That customer can get something that no one else has, right? Which is really part of my mission statement. Always is to provide unique garments, unique pieces to the public. And that's important. So
yeah, it was art at that point, though.
Huh?
So you're creating art at that point, though.
Yeah. We have a whole. I mean, you know, our whole back room is basically an art studio. So we have the airbrush set up. We have dyes. We have again knives and things to deconstruct. We have sewing machines to add things to the shoes. So anytime something, you know, I really like to flip the laces. You know. We get the royal blue Jordan 5 Knicks lows. I always tell my staff, throw the orange laces in them. You know, we had, you know, because they didn't come with it, but they look
right.
Good.
They look
So
good.
we always, you know, I like to change the product to make it different. You know, and make it so you're not just coming in and looking at grape 5s. We made black grape, you know, we made gray grape 5s for a long time. People would bring in white grape 5s, and we would turn them into gray grapes. And they were really popular.
That's
and they were
pretty ill.
Yeah, they were cool.
Yeah. So do you do all buyouts, or do you consignment in your shop as well?
Both. I prefer to buy because
then you can do whatever the fuck you want.
You don't want to fucking deal with people.
Yeah, like you don't have to worry about fucking.
Bro, you gotta call them.
Has my thing sold yet?
You gotta call them. Oh no, yeah, they call.
Hey, some guy was only offering blah blah blah. You want it?
This is my favorite. Put a shoe on consignment. We spend 30 minutes of our time putting you in the computer, wrapping it, stuffing it, lacing it just right. They come back the next day, they want them back. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's a $25, you know, stocking
Absolutely,
fee.
of course, yeah.
And they're like, whoa.
They raise hell.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, we told you that at the beginning. What's the fucking point of putting a shoe on consignment if you're gonna come back the next day?
Right.
That's not consignment. That's letting me borrow it.
This is like it's not a pawn shop.
I didn't wear them. Oh, I love when people do that. Hey, yo, what if I gave them and then I'll come back? And I tell people, this isn't fucking Pawn Stars, dude. And don't come out with that Chun Li joke on me either. I see your gears.
Busted.
I know you too well.
God damn it.
Yo, I'm getting sweaty as fuck. What's up?
You doing all right over there, man?
Let me get that pink thing.
Yo, hit him with the towel.
Give me that towel.
Give me that towel. There we go. Oh, yes. Yes. This is a first. I love everything about this.
First live shower.
Slobby Robby can't handle the bright lights. There we go. Oh man! All right, so we touched on some sneakers, but I want to get to the real shit, man. What's up with all these fucking memes that have been popping up of you online over the past like 6 months?
I'm an easy target, bro.
I feel like every couple of months I see a new Slobby Robby meme. I'm like, damn. Is this man curating this himself, or is he really just out there like that?
I have never, ever in my life made a meme.
Never.
I don't have a meme generator at my house. I don't know how much they are, but I'd rather have a 3D printer.
On some real shit.
I think the first one was we traced it. You know, the first one that ever came out. I called the police, and we got it. We traced it. No, my business partner traced it back to a teenage girl in like Texas. So the first one was me when we did some renovations at our store one day. I got up on a ladder. I'm wearing a Gucci sweatsuit, and I got up on a ladder and was like fixing some shit, and I like, of course, posing for pictures while I'm up there.
Yeah.
And someone got a hold of it and was like, listens to Migos once. You know what I mean? And I'm like, shit. That's like Migos doesn't really talk about Gucci that much. If it was a Versace shirt, that would have been a little smarter. But that one caught on just because it made me. Also, it looked like someone's dad. It's like, yeah, my dad listened to Migos about it. That's basically, it was a dad joke, dog. Let's be honest. It was a fat old man joke. I understand I get the joke. Not
So
funny.
good.
Not funny, Yolanda.
And then the astronaut one, like, dude, this
The astronaut one, I went to NASA, and we knew somebody.
I literally went to NASA.
I went to fucking NASA, and I got a spacesuit from the gift shop, and then wore it like as I walked around.
Right.
And like kids were like whispering like to their mom and shit, and like, yeah, I'm an astronaut. You can tell by how my belly doesn't fit inside of the zip up
It's
part.
definitely from astronaut food.
I don't know if astronauts have to do physical training, or I don't think
you
it's
gotta
skinny
be
to be.
fit. Yeah, stamina.
You can't be fat.
How you gotta
do
fit through the
do
tunnels and
training
things.
No
We
gravity.
should start a band
Sounds like
called
astronaut camp.
No, the
We're getting
Fatstronauts.
off base here.
No, I
That's
want to
me.
know.
That's our new album, the Fast.
Astronauts.
Astronauts are gonna be fat. Haven't y'all seen the movie WALL-E? When all the people that went out to space and lived on that fucking spaceship were fat as shit because they didn't fucking move. So this is the most lifelike astronaut I've ever seen in my fucking life. That's all I'm saying.
Can we not talk about how fat I am for like maybe a
I'm
couple of
envious,
minutes?
man. I'm too skinny to be on this panel. I'm sorry. God damn it. No, I don't know. Whatever. Fuck it. I went on a tangent. I'm sorry. I want to be fat.
What was the meme? What did it say?
So I think it said something to the effect of her, I need space. Me, and I'm like in a spacesuit. Which is actually probably the most realistic one of all of them.
pretty accurate.
Because I'm not good at giving people space. Especially her.
God damn it. No,
Especially her.
I fucking love it.
Proverbial her.
So what else you got coming up, man, with the store and life? Any shit that, we don't know about?
Yeah, I got a TV project that I'm shooting now.
Okay.
And I am going to be announcing it really soon, within the next month.
Sounds like you just announced it.
Well, I'll announce the details.
Breach of contract. It's over.
Yep. We just got the first hit right here.
So it'll be a web series, and it will be coming out in November.
Dope.
And it's called Slobby's World, and it's a lot about things I'm doing in general, whether it's collecting items for myself, collecting cool shit to resell to other friends of mine or clients of mine, important people, what have you. But also about like fun, really. I mean, at the end of the fucking day, if you're not having fun in life, who really gives a fuck about all your little misadventures, whatever?
Straight up,
so a lot of it is having fun. Coming to Agenda. I'll be shooting all day on Saturday during Agenda Festival Day. Coming to Agenda, fucking breaking shit at the Airbnb, clogging the toilet, the little things. The little things in life.
Real
The
life
details.
shit. Nah, that's dope, man. It seems like, I mean, obviously the name of your shit is Generation Cool. Like you're a very cool guy. You seem to be having fun and just enjoying life, man. And I think that's a real testament just to who you are as an individual. It's so many people out here that are just carbon copies of what they see or what they think is cool and what they want to portray to the world. But it's very refreshing to see people like yourself come out and really just embrace being different and embrace having fun and just being true to who you are and saying fuck everybody that doesn't get it. I don't really give a fuck. That's just rad, man.
I think in life, if you're not setting the example for other human beings in general, what the fuck are you doing? I don't need to be everybody's dad. But at the same time, if my son was watching this show, or my show, or something, I would like him to see somebody who's smart, somebody who cares about other human beings.
Absolutely.
So I'm not going to shit on people on my show.
Right.
John, for sure. But real people.
I thought that was actually its own segment of just
Shitting on
literally just shitting people.
John.com.
Oh, we might be on to something.
I think that website
Check,
already
do me a
exists.
favor, look that up and see if that's a site.
Yeah, can we get a fact
if
check?
If it's not, can we just get that, GoDaddy that, and
Can we buy that? Fatstronauts.
Get that
What do we got so
URL.
far? Fatstronauts. Shittingonjohn.com.
Dude, I think
Really
we're striking gold
really
here,
shitty
guys.
tasting water.com.
Nah, man, but we're definitely stoked. We're glad that you came through and chopped it up with us, man. And we'll definitely be on the lookout for this untitled series that you have coming out. That we can't really give the
Slobby's World.
Slobby's
That's the title.
Slobby's World. Did I miss that?
Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Slobby's World coming in November. I got it right.
Yeah, so not only that, we'll be opening another location soon. I'm looking at Miami and San Diego, mostly for selfish reasons because I want to live by the beach. I'm looking to do something a little bit more upscale, involving luxury brands, but also with the buy, sell, and trade feel. And it'll still be Generation Cool, but maybe, Generation Cool on steroids, you know what I mean? Like, as far as really carrying a lot more high-end stuff, but still doing our regular thing. We're opening a barcade that will be an extension of Generation Cool also. When we originally opened, we had an arcade in the store. And the store got so big that really the arcade got kind of pushed out. So we're going to bring that back out because I really like the fact that kids were able to hang out and have a safe place to come after school. So we're going to be expanding into we'll have food. We'll have pizza and fucking corn dogs and 80s and 90s themed snack bar and all that shit too. So that is part of my heart from my original concept that we kind of outgrew that I'm gonna kind of bring back, bringing back an old girlfriend, Maybe they lost a little weight. Maybe they started dressing a little cuter. You noticed them on Instagram. Baby fat,
like they're really doing it big.
They graduated. They got a car now.
Making power moves.
I'm like, you got a Range Rover?
Oh.
All right, yo, look out for the Fashionauts.
Yo, Fashionauts, shitonjohn.com.
Fashionauts.com.
Shit's coming to a screen near you. Nah, but for real, we appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. Love everything that you're doing. I'm not sure what you're doing. I never heard about you guys until today.
Hey, we don't know what the fuck we're doing either, but we're making it work.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. I really appreciate you guys.
Fuck yeah, man. All love. Hell yeah. Episode 6 of the Kickback Podcast has come to a conclusion. We will see you next time for episode 7.
Cut! Remember the Hennessy challenge guy on remember on YouTube, Hennessy guy who tries to drink that little Hennessy,
the little
he spills it and he goes to his homie, he goes, cut! Cut! Whenever something shitty's happening in the shop, I'm always like, cut!